Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. It's the third Sunday of Advent, or coming to the third Sunday of Advent. And for your delectation, look what I've planned. Can you see this at all?
Not yet. Lift it up. Oh,
A dish.
a dish.
Candles.
Oh, you got the candles in the dish.
Have you got your joy candle lit?
Joy candle. Don't have any
Isn't it joy?
candles.
Gaudete Sunday?
Yeah, but I don't go into all that nonsense. It's just a candle. It is. Three of them with green, and somebody thought they were berries, but actually they're little bells. But there we are. I just put them there for decoration, really. But I did say I'd do something for the annual Advent candle after last year's burning of the tinsel. So we've gone for different. There we are. I'm going to blow them out because I don't want them to catch on fire. Here goes.
You're saying I've outdone you liturgically today, then, David?
You're wearing something very erudite.
I've got my rose-coloured stole on.
Very good.
Ready for Gaudete Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I did notice. Yeah, I don't keep them in the house. They're all down in the church. We have got a rose one. I thought about wearing the Sarah and Blue set we've got this weekend just for a change.
So you're all very serious and liturgical. I'm wearing my nativity dress. So, I'm kind of all set for children
nice.
Today. Got toddler boots.
Yeah, I've got my nativity underpants on, but I'm not showing those on online.
Thank you for
You're
not
sparing us that one.
That really would be a report to safeguarding, wouldn't it?
It most certainly would. But there we are.
One way of getting Danny's attention.
What are we going to do? We're going to go James.
Well, we've got James. We've got John the Baptist. We've got Advent.
Attention, we're in trouble.
Oh, you're freezing again.
James is a shorter reading. It'd make a change, wouldn't it?
You want James? Shall I read James?
While David's broken up, I think Callie will read from James.
Which one? Yeah.
Okay, so from James chapter 5, we're reading verses 7 to 10. Be patient, therefore, beloved, until the coming of the Lord. The farmer waits for the precious crop from the earth, being patient with it until it receives the early and the late rains. You also must be patient. Strengthen your hearts, for the coming of the Lord is near. Beloved, do not grumble against one another, so that you may not be judged. See, the judge is standing at the doors. As an example of suffering and patience, beloved, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord.
Well, that was short and sweet, isn't it, today? Be patient. Well, we're halfway through. I suppose we're halfway through Advent. We've still got 10 days to go. No, 2 weeks to go, is it? 11 today, 2 weeks to go. You've gone quiet.
Perhaps we could tell, Chris.
What?
Chris, perhaps you could tell the difficult what you wear. I would say perhaps you could tell the dear viewer why halfway through wearing a pink fetching stole.
Oh, I'm wearing a rose tinted stole, and it's rose, not pink, on the basis that the third Sunday in Advent, our penitential purple, not Sarah and Blue, it doesn't work for blue because blue doesn't fade to pink. Our penitential purple, we're allowed, it fades for a glimpse of the glory to come halfway through Advent. So we're starting to get this glimpse of the glory of the birth of Jesus. So we wear pink, and it's why sometimes it's named Gaudete Sunday, because we can start a little bit of glimpse of the rejoicing to come.
I hadn't heard about the idea of purple fading to pink and that being the glimpse. I love that. That's a really lovely description. I haven't heard that.
Well, it's been quite interesting because there's been a lot of darkness and God in the darkness in this Advent, probably more so for me than previous years. So I think it's quite appropriate that, like you say, we've got this dark period. And sad me, in my little scientific word, I looked up at timeanddate.com. Today is the day when the sunset is the earliest it's going to be.
Really? Not the 21st of December?
No, the 31st of December is the latest sunrise.
Right.
So 21st is the shortest day. But it's a case of we're halfway.
No, Chris, it is not the shortest day. All days have 24 hours.
I am talking the daylight hours, dear man.
Oh, but I really love that.
Just make that clear, please, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, all right. The daylight hours. The sun rose today at 8:02 and it sets at 16:05.
You've done your research. I just really love the glimpse, the heavenly glimpse in the fading of the purple to pink. You know, that little that glimpse. It's I know we haven't read the gospel reading this morning, but it's there in the gospel reading as well. With you know, when John the Baptist is having his moment of doubt, and Jesus is saying, "Yes, but you know, can't you see there have been the poor." You know, have been brought up, and the sick have been healed, and those glimpses of the kingdom that we need to hold on to, that we need to notice.
It really fits with this reading from James about be patient.
Yeah,
you know, we're halfway through Advent. Keep going. Yeah. Look, this is the glory to come. Keep going. Just be patient a bit longer. You know, the precious crop from the earth. Be patient until it receives the rains. It's be patient, strengthen your hearts. The coming of the Lord is near. You know, it's I think it's a lovely time in the middle of Advent for us to.
And that is.
That is.
Yeah, and that's part of Advent, isn't it? It is about being patient and waiting. Yeah, as we said 2 weeks ago. For me, Advent is about waiting. And being calm, being quiet, being patient, and we wait in the stillness and the darkness. But darkness will always be overcome by light. That's what we've always believed, and that's what we will go on teaching, won't we?
And there's something about the peace, the removing of anxiety. So rather than rushing around, you know, trying to kind of hurry Christmas into being, there's something. I like the farmer analogy, because farmers planted the crops, and actually all that is to be done is to wait, because the early and the late rains come from God. That's God's doing that stuff. You know, we just need to wait for God to do God's stuff. We don't have to. It's not, you know, a question of us running around trying to do.
No, I mean, we've got the advantage now over 2,000 years ago in that we know the date of the 25th of December is when we're going to celebrate. But it's also, I think sometimes it's, I just think about the analogy of, you know, Andrew Rawding just recently went and did the New York Marathon. And the times in the marathon where it gets really tough, you know, like, which is what, mile 15, 16, not that I know about these things, you know, and people traditionally hit the wall, they say, which is the part you really want to give up. Well, in New York, those miles, Andrew was saying, was very hilly, which made it even tougher. And when it gets really tough, you think the encouragement, you know what, you're nearly there. Keep going. You're nearly there. You've passed the halfway line. You can do it. You know, look, here's the top of the hill. So it makes the glimpse actually even more important. The reminder we can get there.
I ran the London Marathon quite a few years ago. I've got a little bit of a dislike of the gherkin because of the route. The route took you round in various loops back onto yourself, and I kept seeing the gherkin. And I just remember sort of hitting that low point with the gherkin right in front of me, and there were people ahead, you know, who'd obviously done the loop, and they were, you know, heading off nicely to the finish line. I just remember that feeling of, help. But equally, in time, I was at the far side of the loop.
And that's brought into Matthew's gospel, isn't it? Because you get to that point and the lame walk and the dead are raised, and off you go for the last bit.
It was a very slow marathon.
It doesn't matter.
4.5 hours, not kind of Andrew's.
It doesn't
1.5
matter.
or something.
I've only ever run 2 half marathons, and they're just as difficult when you're just training for that, because that's what you aim at, as opposed to the longer version.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's lovely reading though, James. Actually,
They are. I love James, but Martin Luther didn't, did he?
No.
I think James he called the Gospel of Straw or something like that.
But the other thing that I like is in this passage, it refers to take the prophets as your example. Take as an example of suffering and patience, take the prophets. Suffering and patience, but also the prophets. The prophets have the glimpse of the kingdom. The prophets, even when they're preaching doom, that they also have the glimpse of the kingdom.
That's John, isn't it?
Yes,
that's John.
Exactly.
He's suffering. He's going to die, but he still has a glimpse of the kingdom.
Yeah.
And we often refer to John as being the prophet that ties the Old and the New Testaments together, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
And also, don't forget John the Baptist, which is one of the prophet we focus on today. He's talking about Jesus starting his ministry, not Jesus being born, because they were born 3 months apart.
Oh, that's right.
So when John says, prepare the way for the coming of the Lord, he's not prepare for Christmas, not prepare for the birth of Jesus. It's prepare for Jesus to start his ministry, which began when John baptized him. And then this passage here goes even further forward because John the Baptist is in prison.
And that's the other reading for Sunday we haven't read, 'cause it's quite long, which is the Isaiah. Again, that's an even earlier prophet saying, the glory that you shall see, that they shall see the glory of the Lord, the majesty of our God, which is an even earlier reference to the fact that somebody's coming, and John is now foretelling that the Messiah forecasting by prophets of old who suffered is about to begin that time of mission ministry and bringing God known to you all in your own way. And it was about making God known not just to the Jews. It was even wider than that. Gentiles could follow him as well if they wanted to, and did in their droves, I'm sure.
And there is something about the eternal, the time span or lack of time span, or all of time, in which God operates. Back to that idea of patience again. You've got the prophecy in Isaiah, you've got John the Baptist's prophecy, and there's we're still waiting for the second coming, and that the timing of it can, in our human frailty, of course, we can get impatient and we can lose hope and we can think, why is all this suffering happening and why is God not doing anything about it now?
Mary was almost the first one to lose patience at the wedding in Cana.
Yeah,
where she said, "Come on, Jesus, get on with it. You're supposed to be this Messiah."
Interesting. Yes. But God is always giving us signs.
And what do these say to her?
My time has not yet come.
And Jesus said exactly, my time has not yet come. Mind your own business. Leave me alone.
And then he goes and turns water into wine.
Gives the sign that the disciples the sign that they need.
So strange old times.
So look out for those signs, folks.
Well, there we are.
Look out for those signs. And
be patient.
I even go and buy a Christmas tree in my little preparation for the sign of the glimpse of Christmas this weekend.
Oh,
Well, you've both brought
you're romantic, Chris.
great delight, with the glimpse of the kingdom and the pink stole. Sorry, not pink stole, rose stole, and David's wonderful Advent candles.
Pink
There we go.
candles. They are.
Looks very yellow and orange.
Do we get a model of Callie's nativity dress?
I don't know.
Well, she did flash. She did flash it earlier. If I'm allowed to say that.
I don't think you can see. Can you see? It's got the kind of.
Oh,
very nice. Oh, wonderful.
Can't see all of it, but there we are.
There we are. Well, dear viewer, we hope that helped you to continue to hang in there during Advent and be patient, but wait for the joy that is to come. That's the key. Talk about joy. Hang on a second, I'll lean over here. There's our church Christmas card. It says joy.
Very good.
There we are. It's all there. Now, Chris, Callie, our viewing is reaching out to new bounds. We've reached Scotland now.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
Hello, Scotland.
Hello, Scotland. Only because my sister wrote to me. Only because my sister wrote to me and said, "I like watching you. I like watching your podcast video thing," and she's recommended it to a friend of hers who's a priest in the Presbyterian Church. So there we are.
There we are. Excellent.
We haven't gone beyond family watching then to actually real people that might be interested.
I think I'm not getting into the family dispute as to whether my sister is real or not, but she exists, so that's the key thing. So there we are, and in fact, both of my sisters watch now, apparently. And I think it's only because they want to make sure I'm still alive, and they only to make sure I'm still alive. I haven't dropped off this mortal
weekly check-in.
So 1 week when it's just myself and Callie, they're going to get worried.
Yes, exactly.
No, I think they enjoy those weeks even more. So you're okay.
Oh, it's lovely to be with you.
They look forward to those weeks. So we are. So, Chris, you're off to go and give a lovely talk with the children from the school in church.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a lovely. I mean, the
Callie,
how does the church spread the gospel in this village?
Super, really good. Enjoy that. I'm going to toddler group to play with knitted nativity figures with them and tell the story, and then we've got the Grumpy Owl Christmas nativity at Wild and Messy at St Swithun's. I'm leading that with young Miriam, and then we've got the Coal Fox tonight.
We had the Beaminster School Carol service last Thursday, which is why I wasn't around, dear viewer, because I was in the church most of the day with them. But I'm going to the senior school to meet up with 7 young people who decided it was very good to trash the church last Friday, but have all been found out because of our excellent video, whatever. They're all going to apologise to me in front of the head teacher and their parents, apparently.
Ooh. Well, I hope you have a good conversation with them.
I've already had a good conversation with 5 of them because they opened up after I was at a worship assembly with them on Tuesday, and I spoke about it. 5 of them did come to me there and then and said we were part of it and we're very sorry. So I have had a gentle conversation and said, it's your building. Mm-hmm. We want you to use it, but we want you to respect it as well. But that
Can they do a little bit of gentle community service?
Well, I don't force them into doing it because I think they were very brave enough to come forward and was very good of them, really.
Yeah.
It's not easy, is it, at 14 and 15 to own up to your stupidity. That's what it was.
No.
Anyway, dear viewer, I must go. I'll be late for school.
We all some things that
I have to report myself to head teacher.
Okay.
So, see you all next
week. Go well.
Guys.
See you. Bye.
You go. We'll see you all next week again.
Bye.